Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The aspirancy, longing for God, aspirant, sadhakatva. We were going through the sadhakatva, how the pravartaka stage a pass into the sadhaka state, and how sadhakatva awakens in the jiva, creating dispassion towards the world. All duties and responsibilities discharged as the worship unto God, and then intense longing for God, passionate attachment for God. This generates slowly the inner longing for God, the vyakulata. This sadhakatva brings vyakulata in the jiva. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he may be called a sadhaka who has for some time been practicing spiritual disciplines such as worship, japa, meditation, and chanting the names and glories of God. He may be called a siddha. Then in between we saw the sadhakatva awakening also. Then Sri Ramakrishna is continuing. He may be called a siddha who has known from his inner experience that God exists. Siddha means after longing, he undergoes tremendous transformation. Longing burns down all the vasanas. Vasana kshaya. There are certain vasanas which become crest-like, hard, and certain are such that it is not at all dissolving. In vyakulata, in the fire of longing, all things lose their strength. They were hiding within, like tigers hiding behind the bush, waiting for an opportunity. Many times we used to feel, oh, I don't have any desires. I don't want anything in the world. Then when opportunity comes for small enjoyments, it jumps from within. Then, oh, this is still there. This is still there. Oh, nothing I have conquered. Nothing I have been able to give up in my life. So these such things which are hiding and standing, which is we in the absence of, because it is hiding, we feel we are safe, we are all right. But when the time comes, here you see this vyakulata, when it enters the jiva, all these vasanas which are hiding, which are in the lower terrain where mind, intellect, nothing can enter, those inner terrains of consciousness, the subconscious, the conscious existence of ours at the normal level of waking state, and this unconscious mind which is deep within, and there what all was lodged inside, which were dwelling there safely, inaccessible to even to the own person, nor of any doctors or psychiatrists can enter those regions and find out what is existing. Such things now get slowly dissolved, like the solid blocks put in acid. How it surface by surface by surface, it is just dissolving away, dissolving away, dissolving away. Nothing remains in the end. To the innermost core, each vasana is destroyed. Each vasana is swallowed up by the vyakulata. The fire burns down all things to ash, and this ash also disappears. So, the, uh, the fire, it is considered, it is compared in the Upanishad to fire. Fire that burns and burns in such a way that everything is destroyed, and fire, all smoke goes away, and smokeless fire burns. And this fire starts giving light. When vasanas are getting burnt away, you see lot of smoke coming, lot of bad smell coming, or that is getting burnt away. And when everything is burnt away, you will see the flame without smoke. And from this flame without smoke, you will see light getting illumined. So light is flowing out, light is being radiated. So illumination, the inner illumination, this light lights up the individual soul on one side and the other. This is like lightning in darkness. There are two people standing in front of each other and nothing is able to see. A spark flashes and each able to see the other. So between God, he is with great vyakulata, longing, he is seeing at it. When will you reveal yourself to me? When will you reveal yourself to me? And here, this side, the Jivatman is standing to visualize, and the fire of Vyakulata is burning down what was obstructing in between the mountain of vasanas. God was on the other side, he was on the. When all this is burned down, what remains is the flame without smoke, and that you see this light and this spark that sparks down up and lightens both. He is able to see himself and he is able to see God. Oh, what am I? What is this? He is able to see his Ishtadevata. He is able to see himself independent of body, because this light, Vasana after that what light illumines, this illumination is what illumines his existence independent of bodily existence. Bodily existence is there, free from vasana. It is divine body, it is divine mind, it is divine senses. And the opposite is the Lord, eternally pure, eternally conscious, Satchidananda, Sat Chit Ananda, is ocean of bliss, peace, love, absolute, pure existence. He is there in the front, full of consciousness, made up of consciousness, Chaitanya Chidghana Kai. And on this side is the individual Jiva. Now the light shines, the Jiva is able to see his own existence, pure. I am Atma Swarupa and this is Deva Swarupa. My Ishtadevata is here. I as body cannot see God as Chaitanya. I as a body, for God to be seen with body, senses and mind, God has to come, take human form and come before me. I must get the vision of human, physical form, physical material body. It is not impossible for God to reveal himself in the material way that I want, like Hiranyakashipu to kill. We see God coming in the form of Narasimha. Physical world, physical body, physical. It is not impossible. Or like Aghoramani Devi, Gopalerma in Sri Ramakrishna's life, carrying the child in the armpit and moving about here, there. And this physical is possible, but To know God in His form, to meet the lion in its den, is different from to see it in a zoo. So here you see God as Chidghana, Chaitanya, the pure consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya, taking the form before you and appearing before you, is possible when you are free from body awareness. You have forgotten the waking state. You have forgotten your bodily existence. You are in the Chaitanya form. Chaitanya can recognize Chaitanya. Matter can recognize matter. So life can recognize life. So here the light illumines you and illumines God. That is in the Arati also. The significance of Arati is of this light that illumines the Jiva as the Atma Swarupa and recognizes God as the Chaitanya Swarupa. So this identity, he is called Siddha, who knows himself and knows God. Individual Chaitanya and cosmic Chaitanya. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the Siddha. Now you will understand what God is, what is form of God. The first, what is meant by realization of God? Yam asked, and he is replying. Now he is coming to the He may be called a Siddha who has known from his inner experience, not from books, not indirectly, direct experience, that God exists. Because he has seen, he has experienced. An analogy is given in Vedanta to explain this. The master of the house is asleep in dark room. Someone is groping in darkness to find him. He touches the couch and says, "It is not he." He touches the window and says, "No, it is not he." He touches the door and says, "No, it is not he." This is known as Vedanta process of neti neti. He is going on the process of neti neti. Not this, not this. At last his hand touches the master's body and exclaims, "Oh, here he is." In other words, he is now conscious of existence of master. He has no doubt. He has not seen with the eyes, but he has touched and experienced God, his presence. He has found him, but he has not yet known, but he does not yet know him intimately, even after getting the vision of God. In the depths of your meditation, you transcend the mind and go beyond, enter into the realm of the spirit and get his experience also. You will not know him intimately. When God starts revealing his various forms, look at me as Krishna, look at me as Rama, various forms when he starts revealing to you, you'll be wondering, oh, God is unlimited even with form. God is unlimited without form. The eternity and infinity is always associated with God's existence. God is infinite, not limited by space. Not that he is here and not there, or he is there and not here. He is everywhere and beyond. Everywhere that space appears in him and the space dissolves in him. He is beyond space and time. I am now here, I was not earlier, I am not going to be in future. So this I am is limited with respect to bodily existence. But it is not with God. He was, he is, and he will be at the individual level. and at cosmic level. The time appears and disappears in Him. Cosmic, whole universe appears and disappears. So He is eternal, beyond time. He pervades the time also. As He was in the past, He is in the present, and He is in future. So this intimate knowing of God slowly happens. Then he knows God in various ways, in all the aspects that God can be experienced human. But it doesn't limit. I've known God in every way, I can say, as transcendental reality beyond the universe and all that, in which the universe and all beings appear and disappear. As the immanent reality, God has become the entire universe and all that exists. Immanent, transcendental, and as the Lord of the universe. The consciousness pervades the universe and is a substratum, and He pervades at all layers and governs it, the Ishvara. And as the Antaryami, indweller in all beings, you can realize. And as Avatara, God has come down in human form. So in all these aspects, you know Him. In various forms you have seen Him. Even as Avatara, you have seen Him in various forms. In various jivas, you have seen Him. Oh, He is there in Him also. He is there in the elephant. He is there in the ant. You are experiencing it. Once you know yourself independent of body, once there is spiritual awakening, you are no more body. You have a body, your inner light is also there. So when you have transcended the body and known yourself, from that very moment, you will see the light in others also. You will see the body and you will see the Chaitanyik existence in everyone. Because you, as long as you are body, you will see only body. When you transcend the body and know yourself, you will see the same light in others also. You will see your vision penetrates through everyone to see the inner light also. Not limited by the mere external existence. It penetrates. It sees. It will be just like a bulb put off and bulb put on. When the bulb is put off, you are seeing only body. When bulb is put on, you are seeing the bulb and the light. Light as bulb. You see what a beautiful thing it is. You see the bodily existence of a jiva and God pervading it, the Chaitanya pervading it. You are seeing the eternal and the impermanent. The body is going to die away. It is going to go back to its cause. But the light which was there inside, which was giving life to that, continues to exist. Now, when you are awakened, spiritually awakened, you start seeing in everyone. So when you are realized God, you see everyone as divine. Every object, God pervading in every object, just like space is pervading every object. You see God pervading everything. God alone has become. Sri Ramakrishna used to again say, Mother alone has become. All these, the 24 cosmic principles with which this universe is made, all this is manifestation of Divine Mother. And he used to tell, what you call Brahman, I call as Kali. And she has many aspects. One of the aspects of her is Dvaita, Saguna Sakara. Another aspect is Advaita, the Nirguna Nirakara. And she's many more which human, as a realized soul also cannot know. So don't limit God in any way. Now this various aspects of knowing God. He knows intimately God. What is God? And this Sri Ramakrishna says, there is another type known as Siddha of the Siddhas, the supremely perfect. It is quite different thing when one talks to the Master intimately, when one knows God very intimately through love and devotion. A Siddha has undoubtedly attained God, but the supremely perfect, the Siddha of the Siddha, has known God very intimately. To what extent they go, you see, the paradigm is changing from the finite to infinity. We are moving from matter to spiritual. The paradigm is changing from matter to spiritual, from finite to infinite. From mortality, we are moving towards immortality. How the things are changing, you see. Siddha is one who has known all this intimately, and how he is evolving, you see. What is happening to that person? The mortal Jiva is becoming immortal. Just how he began to be dispassionate towards the world and doing all duties as an offering to God, all fruits of the action and offering to God, and then how he began his life, you see, of getting immersed in sadhana. Now look at his state. He has become immortal by knowing the transcendental reality which pervades all this, which is the cause of this universe and all beings, into which we are all going to merge. Knowing this, he becomes immortal. From mortalhood to they are called Siddha of the Siddha, supremely perfect. It's quite different when one talks to God intimately, to a master intimately. And when one knows God intimately through love and devotion, Sri Ramakrishna used to tell, Jnana can take you to the apartments of the house or the house of the master. But you cannot enter the inner apartments where many things are there, where women are also there. Shakti is there of the Lord, various aspects of the Shaktis. We have met the Master, but we don't know what are his powers he possesses, what are the things he possesses, what is his glory. We will not. When you become one with God through love and devotion, you will enter the inner apartments and know God intimately. He is called perfect, the perfect, and he is called the Siddha of the Siddha. A Siddha has undoubtedly attained God. When you know God in any aspect, you are free from nature. You are transcended nature and gone beyond. Laws of nature will not work upon you. Whether you are known God as your indweller or known God as Avatara, you have realized Him, or as the Lord of the universe, you have realized Him. You have realized Him. You are transcended nature. There is no doubt or there is no dearth for your mukti. You are free from the nature forever. But to know God in various ways and aspects is different. Undoubtedly, he has attained God, but supremely perfect has known God very intimately. This is the difference he makes up. But in order to realize God, One must assume one of these attitudes: Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya. This we see in our next class, that relationship. From Parichaya, we go to Sambandha. From Sambandha, we evolve further towards realization. God reveals Himself to us. So, the process by which we transcend and go little by little our inner status, how the purification is attained, we are seeing how we become divine, the manifestation of inner divinity with attainment of purity. The inner thing is manifesting out. And how, as my divinity is manifesting, how God reveals Himself to us. How they are interrelated, you see. Step by step, you are evolving. Step by step, you are going and blooming. This is spiritual unfoldment. When you came into this universe, the spiritual involvement was there. And now there is evolution. It was folded in. The Chaitanya was folded in the bodily existence. Now Chaitanya is unfolding and you are blooming. What a beautiful thing you see. This is what we aspire for in spiritual life. Towards the not only freedom from nature, bondage and suffering, it gives unbroken, intense bliss, which is there for a drop of enjoyment, which is not going to be there next moment we are running after. Imagine you are in the ocean of bliss, absolute, not relative also. Yeah, I am happier than yesterday. No, absolute, the ultimate bliss that man can have. That in that bliss, love, peace, absolute, you are immersed in that ocean. So this is what we see. We'll see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.